Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back. And I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. But if you're new and maybe you like what you see, please consider subscribing because we have tons of fun here on this channel speaking about beauty and playing in makeup. As you can tell from this look that I am rocking today, which is giving me all the spring vibes. Like, get into this, right? It is so fun and I am so excited for this video because I am partnering with Clionadh Cosmetics to showcase their new Dragonfruit Palette. This is in collaboration with Emily Violet Marie. She created this beautiful collection and this is the star, the Dragonfruit Palette. Like, get into it. But there are various different items in this collection and it will be available on the Clionadh Cosmetics website on Wednesday, April 27th. It launches at 3 p.m. Eastern or 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So definitely set your alarms if you're interested in picking up any of the items from this collection. I will leave all the details down below, but I wanted to go ahead and just showcase the collection really quickly, walk you through the items so you already know what we're getting into, and then we're going to jump into 3 looks featuring this palette. This is the signature Dragonfruit look, which is going to be the first one I'll showcase, but I'll also pop in 2 more looks so you can get a little bit of inspiration in case you do intend on picking up this palette. So let's go ahead and show you the collection up close, and I'll also share some quick swatches before we jump into the 3 looks from this palette. So this collection includes 5 different products. We have the Dragonfruit eyeshadow palette, which contains 13 different shades. We have 2 Fruitlighters, which are multi-chrome highlighters. We have 2 fruit lacquers, which are shimmery nail polishes. We have a Dragonfruit brush set, which includes 1 face brush and 5 eyeshadow brushes. And then we have the Dragonfruit cosmetic bag that you can use to store and travel with some of your products. And if you're interested in buying the full collection, there are 2 bundles to choose from. So the first bundle contains all of the items mentioned and it retails for $194.99 Canadian, which converts to roughly $154.66 USD. Now the second bundle contains all the products except for the fruit lacquers. There are shipping restrictions for nail polishes to certain countries, so this collection is for those who want to just skip the whole rigmarole with shipping and just grab all the other products. That bundle will retail for $168.99 Canadian, which is approximately $134 USD. As for the individual products, the Dragonfruit palette will retail for $74.99 Canadian, which is approximately $59.40 USD. The brush set will be $39.99 Canadian, which is approximately $31.90 USD for all 6 brushes, and these brushes will not be sold individually, so you would have to get them as a set. Each of the Fruitlighters, which are the highlighters, are $21.99 Canadian, which is approximately $17.60 USD, and the cosmetics bag is $16.99 Canadian, which is approximately $13.60 USD. The fruit lacquers individually are $13.99 Canadian, which is about $11.15 USD, and then there is a bonus holographic sticker that you can purchase individually for $1.50 Canadian, which is about $1.20 USD. That comes with the bundle included as a bonus, but in case you thought it was cute and you wanted to grab it as well, you can purchase it individually. So as I mentioned, there are 13 different shades in the Dragonfruit palette and there are 6 different formulations included. So we have the glitter type Iridescent Multichrome, we have a Vibrant Multichrome, 2 sparkle shadows, 2 Duochromes, 3 metallics, and 4 Velvet Satins, which is a new formulation to Clionadh. This is a multi-purpose kind of hybrid formula, so you can use them similar to how you would use a matte shadow by blending them out with a fluffy brush, and you can use them to create some dimension to your looks because there are no mattes included in this palette. The metallics you can pack on using a stiff dense brush, and the sparkle shadows are going to be more shimmery, glittery shades, so you can use them to accent your looks and create more sparkle and shimmer to your eyes. So let's run through each of the shades, starting out with Bubbles. This is one of the larger pan shadows, and it's a glitter type iridescent multichrome with platinum, peach, gold, and lime turquoise shifts. This one is a beautiful sparkly shade. It's a little bit more on the sheer side, so you will definitely need to layer it up if you wanted intensity, or use a damp brush, or simply use it as a glitter topper. Then we have the shade Refresh, which is a bubblegum pink with a silvery metallic finish. This is a beautiful lighter bubblegum pink shade, and it is stunning when swatched out. Then we have Strawberry Pear, which is a coral with a velvet matte finish. So this is one of the new formulations, and it is a beautiful just satin shade with just a bit of sheen to it. Then we have Dragon Teeny. This is a mid-tone pink, vibrant multichrome with gold lime turquoise shifts. This is a beautiful sparkly shade, so it's definitely going to give you a lot of oomph. Then we have Infusion, which is a sheer lilac sparkle shadow with pink, purple, and blue shimmer and a soft gold shift. This is a stunning shade, but it's a little bit more on the sparkly side. So I would recommend using a sticky base or using a damp brush to really get the intensity. Then we have Hylas Sirius, which is a magenta duochrome with copper shifts and warm undertones. This is such an understated shade. It's stunning on the lids. Followed by Sweetened, which is a hot pink velvet satin. This one is a bright pink fuchsia shade that is also pretty understated, and it blends beautifully on the lids. And again, this is more on the velvet side, so it works like a matte as well. Followed by Exotic, which is a rich raspberry metallic with red undertones. This one is a beautiful muted deep raspberry pink. Then we have Prickly, which is a rich grape velvet satin. This is the deepest shade in the palette, and because it is that satin formula, you can use it to help deepen up the looks. And I love it because I love a deep purple shade that leans more on the cool tone side, but this one still pairs well with the pinks. Then we have some bright pops of green. We have Catacie, which is a warm chartreuse velvet satin with lime undertones. Again, another one of the velvet satins. This is a beautiful, smooth, bright lime green. It is so intense and it works so well on the eyes. Then we have Dragonfly, which is a glow stick green metallic. This one is really intense. It's like a neon bright green, and I absolutely love it. Followed by Fruit Fizz. This one is a salmon duochrome shadow with a golden lime shift. This is also really stunning. It's a beautiful orangey tone peach that shifts pink, and it looks really great on the skin. And then last up but not least is Effervescent. This is a pale peach sparkle shadow with rainbow shimmer. This is really stunning, and this is a great shade for the inner tear duct, especially on deeper skin. Because of that peachy undertone, you can add that sparkle without it looking too icy. So here you have all of the shades swatched out. It's a beautiful combination of shades. It really does lean into that dragon fruit vibe. It is definitely reading spring and summer, and I am loving it. So let's go ahead now and dive into the 3 looks that I created using this palette, starting off with the signature Dragonfruit look. For each of my looks, I'm going to start out with my eyebrows already filled in, and I've also gone in with a bit of concealer under my brows. I used the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Caramel and blended it out. I also went in with an eyeshadow primer, which is key for this look. I am using the Colored Rain Paint Base Eyeshadow Base in the shade Rope. This is a lighter tone base that will really help our eyeshadows to pop for this look, and I'm just going to blend that all over my lids to make sure that we have an even canvas to start out with. So the first shade we're going to grab is Dragon Teeny. This is a Vibrant Multichrome and it has a gold lime turquoise shift, but it looks peachy pink on my eyelids and it is stunning. It's a little bit more sheer, so I will build it up. And my eyeshadow base hasn't completely set down, so it is a little tacky and it will grab onto the shade really well. And I'll just layer it up using the DFO3 brush from the collection just until I get the desired intensity. And then I'll go in with the shade Sweetened, which is a bright fuchsia pink satin shade. This one is stunning. It's a new formulation and it builds up really well on the lids. I'm using the same brush and I'll just layer on this color on the center of the lid, again using the same brush. And I'm not too worried about blending it out right now. I'm just building up the color. And then I will clean off the brush and go around the edges of those two shades to blend them together and to also blur out the edges so we don't have any harsh lines. Then we're going to grab Prickly. This is a beautiful deep purple grape shade. It also has a satin finish, so it's not going to come off too glittery or too metallic, and I'll pack that on the outer lid. I'm also using the DF3 brush, but we'll go in with another brush from the collection, which is the DF2, to help blend out the edges. But again, I'm just layering this color on to get that intensity, and I'm pulling it out just a bit to give a little bit of a wing shape, but I'm not going too far out. And this color, again, it builds up so beautifully, and because it is that satin, it can perform sort of like a matte shade to build up a little bit of depth on that outer corner. Then I'm going to grab the shade Hyla Sirius. This is a beautiful kind of mid-tone raspberry shade, and I'll use it to help blend between Dragon Teeny and Prickly. This shade is a magenta that is kind of a mix between Dragon Teeny and Prickly, so it's great for that in-between blend between the shades. So I'll just buff that between the two shades for a beautiful blend. And then we're gonna grab one of the special sparkly shades. This is Effervescent, which is a beautiful light peach shade with rainbow sparkle, and that is going to help the inner tear duct sing. And we're applying that with the smaller DF5 pointed blender brush. Now let's grab one of the sparkly greens. This is Cataceae, and I'm grabbing that on the DFO2 blending brush, and I'll apply that to the inner crease line area to create a beautiful pop of green, and I will blend it out to create a more diffused effect. Now before we go any further, let me go ahead and apply my face makeup so we can finish up the lower lash line. So on the inner lower lash line, I'm grabbing the shade Infusion, which is a beautiful light lilac shade with a ton of sparkle to it, and it has a little bit of blue and gold shimmer. It is stunning, and I'm applying that on the inner lower lash line just to give that hint of sparkle. Then we'll grab the Sweetened shade that we used on the center of the lid and apply that to the center of the lower lash line. This will help to tie in the lower lash line with what we already have going on the lids, and I'll just blend it out towards the outer lower lash line. And then we'll grab the Cataceae shade, again, that beautiful lime green, and I'm going to use the DFO4 detailed liner brush to create a winged line from that lower lash line that lines up with the outer crease of our eye, and I'll extend it a little bit so we can definitely see that pop of color. And to further intensify that shade, I'm going in with Dragonfly, which is a beautiful shimmery glowy metallic green, and I'll dampen my brush just a little bit because I want to really intensify this color, and we will create that sharp line for that winged shape. And I think these colors are stunning because it's given that neon effect to the eye look. And I'll also grab some of the Dragonfly shade and apply it to the inner crease line to intensify the Cataceae shade again and create a little bit more definition and brighten it up. Now I'll go ahead and finish up the eyes with mascara, lashes, and liner, and we'll come back and work on the cheeks. Now, of course, we have to use one of the Fruitlighters on the cheeks, so I'm grabbing the shade Pitaya. This shade is a beautiful multichrome that shifts between green, fuchsia, and purple. It is stunning on the cheeks, but be a little bit careful because it can look a little bit too intense. So I'm going to apply that using the DF06 highlighter brush and really blend it into the skin. And once I've blended that into my blush and buffed it into my skin, it looks amazing. It doesn't look too harsh. It's a really beautiful highlighter that has that subtle shift of green when it hits the light, and I absolutely love it for this look because it pairs well with the green and the pink on the eyelids. So here you have it, guys. This is the final look and I love it. It's a really bold, intense first look, but this is the signature dragon fruit look, and I paired it with a juicy popsicle pink lip, and I think it is absolutely stunning. Let me know what you guys think of this signature look, and now we'll move on to the second look for this palette. So for the second look, I'm starting off with my eyes already prepped and primed, and we're gonna go in with the Catecia shade, which is that bright green, and we're going to apply that to the inner lid space. I'm going for a majority green look today. What I'm going to do is apply this shade first and then dampen my brush to intensify the shade. You can do this with any of these shades since they aren't mattes. You can spritz your brush to get a little bit more opacity, or you can use a really sticky primer base to get the shades to really stick on and pop. Then I'm going in with the Dragonfly, which is the brighter, more grassy neon green, and I'll apply it next to that, going from the center of the lid almost to the outer lid and just packing it on again to get that desired intensity. And I'm still doing that layering sandwich method of spritzing my brush after I apply the shade just to make sure that I have the desired intensity from the colors. And then for a pop of shimmer on the inner tear duct, I'm going in with Bubbles. This one is a champagne-y icy shade with golden reflex. It's like rainbow reflex. So you have gold and lime, and it really adds a beautiful look to the inner tear duct area. Next, I'm going in with the shade Strawberry Pear. This one is another satin shade. This one is more of a peachy pink shade, and I'm going to buff that in the crease using the DF01 brush just to create a haze of orange on that crease line. And next, I'll deepen up the crease using the Prickly shade, which is the deeper purple. And I'm going to build that up using the DF2 brush. This is more of a dense blender brush, and I'm going to go ahead and pack this color on to get the depth on that outer V. And remember, you can use these satin shades as more of a matte. So I'm building it up, blending it out, and then I'll dampen my brush and really pack it on to get the desired intensity. You do have to layer and build these shades to get opacity, but they're easy to build up and they build nicely on each other. So I'll pack that on the outer V and blend it out. I'll go back in and do some blending and building of shades where I lost color from blending. And now I'm going to finish up the eyes with my mascara and lashes and also pop on my face, and I'll be right back to finish up the lower lash line. All right, so here you have the lashes applied, and we're going to go ahead and finish up the lower lash line using the shade Prickly, and I'm just going to smudge that on the outer lower lash line to give a little bit of dimension and depth. And I want it to tie in again to the upper lash line with that purple we have on the outer V. And then for the inner lower lash line, I'm going to use this shade Hylicerius. This is such a beautiful magenta shade, and it's a little bit more intense than it seems in the palette. It gives a beautiful shimmer to that inner lower lash line. Then I'm going to line my upper lash line. I'm going to create a wing. I have not created a wing in a long time, but I feel like this look just calls for a nice structured winged liner. And then I'll go in and finish up the lower lash line with some mascara. For the cheeks, we're going in with the second highlighter. This is Tropico, which is a beautiful lime, gold, and green highlighter. It looks pinky peach in the pan, but when you apply it to the cheeks, it's going to give you this beautiful golden sparkle. And this one is a little bit intense and sparkly, so I prefer to buff shades like this into my cheeks to give a more subtle effect. So if you're afraid of sparkle, this might not be the one for you to pick up. Now let me go ahead and finish up the face so I can show you the final look. All right guys, so here you have the final look. I paired it with an orangey popsicle look this time instead, and I am absolutely in love with these lime greens. They're so beautiful on the eyes, and they really make a statement, especially for the warmer summer months. This is going to be a great palette to pull out and incorporate some of these colorful shimmer shades. I did put a little bit of blue eyeliner on my lower waterline just to make everything really sing, and I think it really syncs up the whole look. And the corally orange lips really go well with these greens, so let me know what you think about this second look, and let's go ahead now and jump into the third look. So again, we're starting off with our eyes prepped and primed, and I think I'm going to go in with a very soft look this time around. So I'm starting off with the shade Fruit Fizz, which is a beautiful muted peachy orange shade. This is really stunning because it has golden reflex to it. So I'm going to apply that to the inner lid space and pack it on. And I'm just going to layer that up until I get the desired intensity. Then I'm going in with Iridescent, which is one of my favorite shades from the palette. This is a beautiful magenta shade, and I'll apply that to the outer lid area and blend it in with the Fruit Fizz shade just to get a beautiful gradient from peach to a peachy pink. To deepen up the outer V, I'm going to grab the shade Exotic, which is a deeper plummy magenta, but it translates as a magenta pink on my eyes, and I'm just going to use that to build up a little bit of depth and blend out the crease and outer V area. I feel like I want this to pop a little bit more, so I'm going to grab the shade Strawberry Pear, which is a peachy pink as well, but it has a stronger reflect, so I'm going to pop that between the Fruit Fizz shade and the Iridescent shade to give just a little bit of extra oomph to the eyelid area. And I'll make sure that I blend all those shades out for the desired intensity. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush with the shade Exotic, and we're going to build up a little bit more dimension on that outer V area. And to do that, you need to pack this color on and really concentrate it in that outer V without blending too much. Now I'm going to grab the shade Dragon Teeny, which is a sparkle shade, and I'll use a pencil brush and dampen it slightly to pack on the intensity of this shade. And I'm going to apply it on the inner tear duct area, but I'm not going too overboard because again, I want this look to be a softer look. All right, now I'm gonna apply my face makeup and some lashes, and I'll be right back to finish up the lower lash line. All right, so I went ahead and finished up my face and applied my mascara. Now let's go in and finish up the lower lash line. I'm grabbing the shade Iridescent again and popping that on the outer lower lash line, and that's all we're going to do for the lower lash line to keep it nice, simple, and fresh. And I absolutely love how this looks simple but pulled together. And I'll finish up with some mascara on my lower lashes, and then of course a little bit of black eyeliner just to pull the entire look together. And now I'm going to pop on a lip, and I'll be back to show you the final look. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 looks that I created using this palette. And you can definitely pull in mattes from your collection to pair with this palette. You don't have to use it on its own, but I wanted to showcase the versatility of this palette without pulling anything else in, just showing you how you can use the Velvet Satins to create more of a matte effect on the eyes, since this palette doesn't have any true mattes included. But I must say, I absolutely love the looks that I was able to create from this palette. I think it's a beautiful spring summer vibe, and you get to try out so many different formulas from Clionadh. And I'm just happy that they finally did another eyeshadow palette. I was waiting for this because their multichrome formula is my favorite, hands down. Out of every multichrome that I've tried, I feel like they just make the best formula. And they have such a variety to choose from. They have glittery iridescent types, they have pastel multichromes, they have metallic multichromes, vibrant shades. There is so much in their collection that I cannot get over. So I was thrilled that they created this palette that people can get to try out the formulations without having to pick and choose like which formula to try from their multichromes. Now you get a great selection to choose from and a beautiful palette. So if you wanted to check out this palette, I will leave the link to the Clionadh website down below. so you can get your hands on this collection, especially this palette. And make sure you check out the creator, Emily Violet Marie. She is awesome. She does really fun looks, and you'll get more inspiration on her channel and on her Instagram. So check her out and let me know what you think of this collection. Is it inspiring you? Because this definitely inspired me. And it's so fun to see this collection and collaboration from Clionadh Cosmetics, because it shows that they have some versatility and they can definitely mix it up and surprise us. So thank you so much again to Clionadh Cosmetics for sponsoring this video. I had so much fun working with this palette, and let me tell you, I was so excited to get this collection in my hands because I was definitely going to get the palette and the highlighters. So let me know what you guys are interested in. I will leave the links and information down below as I mentioned before, and I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter, as well as Emily Violet Marie and Clionadh Cosmetics, so you can definitely check out their pages as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until my next one, I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys!